दोस्तों इस क्लास में आपको डिक्टेशन दूंगा मैं 100 WPM पर 600 वर्ड्स की डिक्टेशन है, आपको डिक्टेशन में प्रोवाइड कर रहा हूं। बी रेडी फॉर इट। From the beginning of this year, the world, including our country, is in the grip of a pandemic known as novel coronavirus COVID-19. A cluster of cases of pneumonia of unknown cause in the city of Wuhan in China was reported to the World Health Organization. This was subsequently identified as a new virus in January 2020, and over the following months the number of cases continued to rise but were not contained to China and showed exponential growth worldwide. Due to the global rise in cases, this was declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization. The number of affected persons is increasing worldwide. Although substantial population is also recovering from it, but India witnessed exponential growth in number of cases in the last month. The world is familiar with several kinds of disasters from time immemorial. Every country has faced one or other disaster in recent memory. Disasters disturb lives, societies, and livelihood around the world. The impact of disaster is to strike hard earned economy, development, and material gains. Many of the destructive hazards are natural in origin and some man-made also. The whole world, having faced adverse effect of different kinds of disasters, is now well aware of its ill effect, and steps internationally as well as nationally are being taken for last several decades to combat different kinds of disasters. UN General Assembly, recognizing the importance of reducing the impact of natural disaster for all people, including developing countries, designated 1990 as the International Decade of Natural Disaster Reduction. The international strategy for disaster reduction was established in 1990s. Both the houses of Indian Parliament passed a disaster management bill. The Disaster Management Act 2005 was enacted to provide for the effective management of disasters and matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. The enactment of Disaster Management Act 2005 was to bring in place requisite institutional mechanisms for drawing up and monitoring the implementation of the disaster management plans and other measures by various wings of the government for preventing and mitigating effects of disasters. We shall notice the relevant provisions of the Act a little later. In accord with Disaster Management Act 2005, Union Cabinet approved a national policy on disaster management 2009. The policy noticed institutional framework under the Act dealt with financial arrangement, disaster prevention, mitigation, and preparedness. Although Section 11 of Act 2005 contemplated preparation of a national plan, however, the national plan was not prepared till the year 2016, as was noticed by this court in a judgment of this court in Swaraj Abhiyan versus Union of India and others. In the year 2016, National Disaster Management Plan was prepared as required by Section 11 of the Act 2005. In the same judgment, this court noticed that state plan under Section 23 of the Act and district plan have also been prepared. This writ petition, filed as a public interest litigation, has been filed in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic seeking direction to the Union of India to prepare, notify and implement a national plan under Section 11, read with Section 10 of the Act 2005 to deal with current pandemic and to lay down minimum standards of relief under Section 12 of the Act 2005 to be provided to persons affected with COVID-19. Petitioners have also sought for directions to utilize National Disaster Response Fund for the purposes of providing assistance in the fight against COVID-19 and all the contributions from individuals be credited in NDRF and not to PM CARES Fund, and all funds collected in PM CARES Fund till date should be directed to be transferred to NDRF. दोस्तों इसी के साथ ये डिक्टेशन फिनिश होती है। उम्मीद मुझे है कि आप लोगों ने इसे अच्छे से लिखा होगा, मेहनत लगातार कर रहे होंगे, बहुत अच्छे अच्छे वर्ड्स इसमें आ रहे हैं। डिक्टेशन काफ़ी अच्छी तैयार कर रहा हूँ अपने हिसाब से। आप कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर बताइएगा कि डिक्टेशन आपको कैसी लगी और कितनी इंप्रूवमेंट आपकी शॉर्टहैंड में हो रही है। आप ये लोग नहीं बता रहे हैं, बड़ी दुख की बात है। आप बताइए, जितना ज़्यादा इंप्रूवमेंट होगी उतना ज़्यादा पोटेंशियल और ज़्यादा आपके अंदर आता जाएगा। आपसे मुलाकात करूँगा अगली क्लास में, अब अगली ट्रांसक्रिप्शन के साथ। तब तक के लिए बाय बाय, टेक केयर।